They are still in the hunt for Deshaun Watson. Allegedly, a second meeting happened last night as Deshaun left Atlanta, went back to the Saints to hear what was going on. The Atlanta meeting for Deshaun Watson went fantastic. Although the Cleveland Brown meeting went well as well, we are being told that the Cleveland Browns are out of the running for Deshaun Watson. And Joseph Person, a man we don't know, but Ian Rappaport does, who says he's normally on his shit, he says that the Panthers are probably out as well. Seems to be a two-horse race, both from the AFC South for Deshaun Watson. Now it is in Deshaun Watson's hands. There are multiple free agents still available. Jameis Winston potentially is going to the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah.
And Kyle Pitts put out a tweet basically stating Deshaun Watson's coming to Atlanta, deletes that, puts up another one to save his ass about Casey Hayward. Things are going banana lands in NFL free agency. Kyle Pitts tweeted, "It's about to get scary in Atlanta." Then he deleted it because the entire internet was like, oh shit, Kyle Pitts has the same agent as Deshaun Watson. He's alongside Mulligata. What does he know that we don't know? He's down there in Atlanta already. Is he hearing from not only his agent, his team, but everybody, oh God, we got a new franchise quarterback and his name is fucking Deshaun Watson. He deletes that, then he follows up and says, you guys need to relax. I was talking about Casey Hayward, who the Atlanta Falcons just signed on a 2-year, $6 million deal or something like that to be a corner for the Atlanta Falcons. Now that we've caught you up, we are drinking green beer live on air, watching March Madness. I have $1,500 on Colorado State. They're currently down 8, and when they were up 10 earlier in the game. Let's keep it moving with somebody I assume they will respect. Mike Garafolo just reported the Browns are out of the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. A man named Joseph Person, who we don't know personally, he's in Carolina. He said he feels like the Panthers also out on this. Saints and Falcons are the last two left. And how do you see this playing out, you think, with Deshaun Watson?
Yeah, so the Panthers have not officially been eliminated. I would say Joe is usually spot on. So,
baby Joe!
They have not been,
Joey!
Sancha Joe!
Hashtag Joe no.
Person's a great guy. I've known him for a long time. That's not why he's spot on. I'm saying those are two separate things, but I have known him for a long time. I would say the Panthers still have a shot, but have not been told they're out. But it does seem to be it's going to be Falcons, versus Saints, and I think it's really interesting because there's a lot to like for both places, and the ramifications are crazy. Like, first of all, I think if the Falcons don't know today by 4 p.m., they have to pay Matt Ryan's $7.5 million bonus. But is Matt Ryan going to get traded today by 4 p.m.? Like, I don't know that that's even – I mean, I guess anything's possible, but I don't know that that's definitively going to happen. If he goes to the Saints – then he immediately becomes the face of that franchise and city, and I think that's a great place for him. Plus, he doesn't have to face Dennis Allen's defense twice a year, which is also probably pretty good for him. So two really, really good options, and I get the sense the trade packages are pretty similar.
So the trade packages already had to be okayed by Houston, though, right, before they even met with Deshaun? Is that an accurate report or no?
They had to be in the ballpark. I would not say they're done. Like, they had to be good enough. Like, it couldn't be like, all right, 1 first-round pick. It had to be like, all right, if this is in the ballpark, yes, you can have a meeting. And then, let's say he says, all right, I want to go to New Orleans, or all right, I want to go to Atlanta. My guess is then they would start really negotiating, and then we'd figure out what the trade package ended up being.
Okay, so like Matt Ryan, he did not restructure his contract. That's why the $7.5 million is still due, I believe, if I'm reading all these different reports accurately. If he was to restructure it, the new team would pick that up. Everybody's just assuming the Colts are getting, like, if Deshaun goes to the Falcons, Matt Ryan's coming to the Colts. Doesn't Matt Ryan have to waive his no-trade clause, and has he already been a part of this whole thing?
He would have to waive his no-trade clause. He has not done it yet. But I'm kind of among those people that think that's at least a possibility because, it's funny. Like Chris Ballard, I know he gets criticized for some things, and he's definitely been real patient this year when everyone's dying for him to sign a quarterback.
I'd say, yeah.
This could actually play into his hands absolutely perfectly. If Deshaun Watson goes to Atlanta, then he might end up with Matt Ryan, and that's a pretty good quarterback to add to a really good rest of the team. You might actually be pretty happy with your Colts.
I'd be pumped about it. I would be pumped about it.
I need your smartness to tell me why the Falcons have a better roster than the Panthers. I mean, they don't have CMC or DJ Moore. Come on, man. What are they doing over there?
Listen, I don't think anybody's saying they got a better roster than the Panthers, but I think the big thing for me on why I think Deshaun's going there is because he's going home.
Yeah.
Like, it just feels like now would be a time. If you're Deshaun Watson, where would you want to be after everything that just happened? Probably home, right?
Yeah.
Around people that
you are
Have
loyal
faith.
to.
Trust.
And feel
know
like,
and trust everything like that.
For sure.
Now, granted, if he stinks, it doesn't matter where you are, it's going to get loud or whatever. That's just me thinking from the human side of things. But we have been told publicly that he was impressed by all the pitches, and he is actually torn. And the New Orleans Saints were able to create $100 million in cap space in 3 weeks to make this thing happen. That's probably pretty impressive to him as well. Kamara is an absolute guy. Deshaun and Kamara on the same squad, let alone you throw in Michael Thomas and the gadget factor of Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
I mean, they could definitely do some damage. And Rappaport reported that if he goes to New Orleans, he doesn't have to play against Dennis Allen's defense 2 times a year. He's got Todd Bowles 2 times a year. I mean, there's going to be
other guys.
There's going to be good defenses. And this is just like what Russell Wilson was asked. I won't play against the best whenever you went to the AFC best. I won't play against the best that brings the best out of me. And the only thing Russell Wilson didn't say was they're in my fucking division now, which is what every one of those quarterbacks thinks whenever they go into a new division that might be good.